Hi, and welcome to EdTech in the Classroom with me, Jacob Woolcock. In this video, I want to share with you the BBC microbit and share some tips from my own experience of using them in my classroom. So sit back, relax, and welcome to EdTech in the Classroom. Okay, so this continues to blow my mind every time I think about it, but this is an entire computer on a piece of circuit board about 4 centimeters wide. It has this screen in the middle, which is a 5x5 LED matrix, buttons for input and output, a processor, sensors, memory, connectivity, everything a computer needs, and it costs around £15. So we have this tiny computer, but why? Well, it's really simple actually. This little device is a fantastic way to get children into the world of coding and physical computing. Code doesn't just have to exist on a screen when you're using this device. Instead, you can write code that you take for a run on the school field, that you strap to your leg for a race, that you can leave overnight in the classroom to monitor temperature changes. The microbit makes coding feel that bit more real life for pupils. You can use the microbit with several excellent coding editors, including the MakeCode platform, their own Python editor, or you can even integrate this microbit with the latest version of Scratch. Programs can be deployed over a USB connection or wirelessly through Bluetooth. Each microbit is powered by 2 AAA batteries, so it can be taken out of the classroom and used anywhere. You haven't got to be tied to another device to use it. I personally love using microbit in my computing classes because of the flexibility and opportunities it offers at such a low price point. It can be used in so many different contexts that it really is one of the most versatile pieces of EdTech I use. For science, you can set up a program to record data over time. For maths, you can code to do complex sums and multiplication games. For DT, you can make it into a buggy with motors and wheels that can speed off around the classroom. And for £15, quite honestly, if you accidentally get glue on it and damage it, it isn't the end of the world. Did I mention these gold pins at the bottom? Well, you can use these as breakout connectors for a huge number of different uses. Motors, LEDs, speakers, more sensors, servos, buggies, loads more as well. You can take this little computer and create the most imaginative and fun creations, all using the coding software that children will quickly become familiar with. These little devices take computing from a traditionally screen-based activity to something far more hands-on, creative, and an interactive proposition. You can integrate them right across the curriculum, and they can grow along with the children. For example, you could start out in Year 3 with a really simple program that uses the 2 buttons, and by the time they get to Year 6, they'll be building their own weather station buggies that can drive around the playground, taking weather readings and plotting them into a graph. The only limit with the microbit is your imagination. If you can stretch to it, try and get 1 device per child in your class. We're lucky enough to have 31 of these, and that means that each child can use their own microbit. That gives a sense of ownership, independence, and pride in their learning. They don't have to wait their turn. They can code, revise, and implement their ideas at their own pace. Connect these microbits to Scratch. For me, this is a must. The microbit connects wirelessly using Bluetooth, and you can use microbit code blocks alongside normal Scratch blocks. This means that you can use the screen to display the score of your game, use the microbit tilt sensor to move a character on screen in Scratch, or you can set up programs where the microbit can be used as a remote control for other pieces of EdTech that connect to Scratch, like the LEGO Redo 2 platform. The children love using software they're familiar with in new and exciting ways by combining technologies like this. Consider how you're going to store your microbits, as it can get unorganised quite quickly. I ended up 3D printing some stands to slot them into, which we then keep inside an A4 plastic box. At the start of the lesson, I can get the box out, and the children can safely help themselves to 1 microbit and 1 battery per pack. Try and have a few batteries on standby as well. They'll last quite a long time, but eventually you're going to need to change them, and you don't want to stop the learning because you haven't got any spare batteries. A really quick win with microbits is using them to explain the concepts of input and output. Using the buttons as input and the screen as an output, pupils can quickly come to realise the difference between the two, and can write programs that can take advantage of both. You can even link this to a Scratch game, and you can use the A and B buttons to control an on-screen character by making your own input device for the computer. Finally, with my top tips for the classroom, be brave and get creative. Ask the children to bring in some recycled craft supplies from home, some boxes, some tubes, some paper, and make your microbit into a monster, a boat, a lion, a robot, or just about anything. Bring your microbit to life and have it link the topic for some really successful and exciting cross-curricular opportunities. The first place to learn some more is the official microbit website. On here you can find lesson plans, instructions, and lots of getting started guides. I'd also really recommend you look on the Code Club website to get some step-by-step guides and lesson tutorials for using the microbit. The children can follow along with these, or you can deliver them yourself. Lastly, if you've got any questions or would like some support with microbit in your classroom, you can always drop me a message on here or on Twitter. You can find me at Jacob Walcock. If you want to take your microbit to the next level, you can always shop around online for accessories as well, like those motors and LEDs I mentioned earlier. Lots of companies offer quite a wide selection of extensions for the microbit, so get in touch with your normal computing supplier and see what they can offer. I really hope you've enjoyed taking a quick look at the BBC microbit from a teacher's point of view. I personally would strongly recommend you get one of these to explore for yourself and to really realise the potential they offer. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please let me encourage you to keep an eye on my channel by subscribing, as I'll be adding lots more of EdTech in the Classroom videos over the coming months. And equally, if you've got some great experience with microbit in your classroom, share it down below in the comments. I myself, and I'm sure others, would love to hear how you're using these in your classroom. So, see you next time.